Who's the head bob? I was trying to see if I had any hairs you could see. I just see a bunch of bald spots on the back of my head like Donald Trump.
Let's try it again.
How'd that be?
See if anybody joins us here today.
Is anybody saying gentlemen? Or?
Notification. We are live on YouTube.
All right. We got what about the Buckshot Kid? Is he here? Or Big Al Robinson? All the top stars?
I don't know, Rip. It's when you're supposed to say, welcome to Wrestling with Rip Rogers.
No, you are. You're supposed to say that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it says Ask Rip Rogers Live on the screen.
Right.
But you said you didn't give a shit about it. You weren't going to change it. So
This is what show we're doing.
Oh, okay.
This is Ask Rip Rogers Live.
Okay. Well,
what the fuck do you think we're doing?
Oh, hey,
Hobart 30. It's 58 seconds.
Oh,
well,
okay.
I mean, when you say stupid shit like that.
Hey, Opinion Haver said, did someone say top stars? John Tucker's bobbing. Let's see, Al Robinson. Big Al's right here with gentlemen.
Sticker.
Fuck, he's on fire,
he gave
baby.
us the super sticker too. Rick.
Okay, but I can't see that far.
What's
God,
the biggest, reddest one.
Well, I know, but I got my glasses ain't very good.
Here, let me help you out. There. How's that? Can you see that now, Rip? Can you see that?
Yeah, Big Al. Thanks for the $1.99, Big Al. Don Burton in the house saying hello, folks. Frankie the Pickle Barrel.
Rip could get him a taco now.
I could.
Would you open that? Are you gonna? God damn it!
Well, I was trying.
Eat them now. They're open.
Huh? Well, all you do is bitch. All you do is complain. Do you wake up in a bad mood every day of your life?
I'm always in a good mood until you get here, and you walk in. You're always in a bad mood. You just act like the world's about to end, and then you start chomping on chips.
Well, I got to marry
right when it's showtime.
I got to marry me some hot woman that's got a whole lot of money like you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I could become I guess I couldn't do that. So what the hell?
Yeah. Dr. Doom in the house. Good day, everyone. Al Robinson, greatest toys ever made. Hey, greatest toys ever made. Thanks. You've been doing a lot of good commenting on our YouTube channel, posts, videos, things like that. Helps us out. Appreciate it. John Tucker's been on a lot of that stuff too. Andy's in green. Opinion Haver in green also. Appreciate that, buddy.
Frank's Pickle Barrel, I said his old lady gave him a wank of the year last night. I wonder if she was talking dirty to him, talking Carney, talking Hill and Billy, giving it the slow, the fast, both nuts in her mouth or whatever the hell it was. That's a hell of a way to start off the show. I didn't bring it up. Frank's Pickle Barrel last week.
You just put it over. Italian in the house. Don Burton, Seymour's own Don Burton in the house.
I hope Manny the Weasel don't get on here today.
No, I hope he doesn't either. We got to talk about something, Rip. I hope you're talking to that microphone ready to go today.
Okay.
Talk about maybe some wrestling or something. I mean, we've had.
Well, I did. I put a thing on my phone yesterday, and all of a sudden, the place is just on fire. Talking about
what'd you put on your phone?
I talk about Manchester, Kentucky.
Yeah, you sent that to me through like Messenger. I didn't really understand what you were even talking about.
Well, okay.
Go ahead and explain it.
When in ICW, we used to run Manchester, Kentucky. Manchester, Kentucky, they had a guy there that had a farm, whatever, big old. He Ernie Couch. Now, Ernie Couch, he was a fan. He loved his wrestling, and he always had a gun on him. He was probably about 50, 55 years old then, but he actually built a barn, it seated 500 people on his property. So when we put it into paper and on TV, it was advertised, wrestling, ICW wrestling, coming to Manchester, Kentucky, Sunday, whatever there was, blah, 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 blah. Well, what time at Ernie Couch's place? That's what it was advertised, Ernie Couch's place. So it would be on TV, and we'd have on posters and newspaper and radio as Ernie Couch's place. And we kept running that every week. And then finally, it became Ernie Couch's Entertainment Center. Oh, really? And he started having auctions in there and selling different stuff. And it was a regular hangout. Oh, the boys loved going there because there was nothing. There was rampant drugs everywhere. All the hot bitches everywhere in Manchester. And it was just a happening. It was a little dangerous there. Ernie, he loved the baby face. A lot of times he'd be coming to ringside and have his gun out in his own building. I guess you can do that if it's Ernie Couch's place, Ernie Couch's Entertainment Center, Ernie Couch's show in Manchester, Kentucky. You can have Ernie Couch's gun out there. But
So-
I remember we ran Super Bowl Super Bowl Sunday,
Oh wow, I would have been out.
and the building seated 500. We turned 300 people away to see Rice. I think that was the first time we was in there, but hell, this is about 1980. So hell, I can't fucking remember goddamn everything. So I'm sort of be like Dutch and stretching the truth, or like Dusty Rhodes and have no truth at all.
No truth.
Yeah. So we'll, on this story right here, we'll put some of this may be true. How's that? Oh, but hey, you're like this because one time we had not the Battle Royal, but the Canadian Lumberjack match. We had fans pay to be at fucking ringside, or I mean around,
the ring.
and they'd have the real fucking leather belts. I remember Bob Orton was in the fucking match against Ronnie Garvin. So Garvin would hit him, he'd bump out. He'd take the belt away from them guys and just start beating the shit out of fucking marks. It was, I never seen so many guys get petrified. Orton would roll out and they'd run away from him. And then Garvin, he'd bump to the floor and they'd just help him back in because he was the good guys. So for all you people in Manchester, Kentucky, you dirty, cheating, low down, backstabbing dogs, and the late Ernie Couch, great memories from ICW. We had a hell of a time there. Ramona would show up. Eileen would show up. They'd be gargling whatever in their mouth, I remember. But what a great time, Manchester, Kentucky. Great wrestling fans. The Lexington TV hit there. The Hazard TV hit there. And then that's just another day in the life of a double shot on Sunday with ICW, where we would have Combs, Kentucky, 2 miles out of Hazard, Kentucky, and then going up 100 miles to Manchester, and then on our way back to goddamn Lexington. Well, the next day we'd take off to Pike County to Marlowe's Country Palace in Pikeville, Kentucky. It didn't get any better than that. Wow.
So did Ernie Couch, did he buy the shows, or how did
Hey,
he actually
just-
get in?
Just like talk to George Weingroff, and he got like the 25% promoters deal or whatever, where he get 25% of the money coming in, and then we got the rest. And then out of that, we took our 5% athletic commission tax out of that. And then Ernie had all the concessions that he sold there, whatever he was selling, women, young boys, men. I don't have no whatever idea what he was selling, but he kept all the profits. He kept all the money coming in from concessions.
Wow. Great story, Rip. See if we got any questions here today. Nope. Greatest toys ever made. Did Rip ever meet the other Rip? I think we talked about this maybe last week. I can't remember. Rip Oliver. If any stories on Rip Oliver. Now, did he had blonde hair, didn't he?
Yeah, he sort of looked. He was he come out to Oregon after I did, and he was Rip Oliver. He was a local guy that worked there in Tampa earlier. Then he went out to Portland and had a great run there, and he was Buddy Rose's tag partner some there. But he wasn't a body guy, but he had the he was sort of hell, he was a big guy, but he had the bleach blonde hair, and he had the black beard, always wore a nice robe. He was a real good worker. I worked with him not when I was there, but then then he come back, and he was from like the Tampa area, and he worked there when I was working there for Wahoo in 1985. But he was a good guy. He was a good pro. He knew what the hell was going on.
So was he younger than you? Do you think he copied you?
I don't think so. This was before cable TV and stuff. And then I think his last name was Oliver, and he's probably just Rip, because Rip was a good wrestling name. Hell, even Hulk Hogan was in that wrestling movie. His name was Rip.
Ooh. So do you think there's any wrestlers out there that ever did copy you?
Oh, probably some nut seen something on TV, and they said, well, I sort of like this guy. He's stupid. He acts crazy or whatever. Like any wrestler, you're stealing this. 10% of this guy, I'm playing like I'm Austin Idol, like I'm Jerry Aller, like I'm Dick the Bruiser, like I'm Vern Gagne, like I'm Mad Dog Bashan, and you become your own character.
Yeah, I get that. But did you ever just see somebody and say, they're trying to be exactly like Rip Rogers? Like wear pink, blonde hair, dark beard, act a little like you're on the other team, those kind of things.
I think I did, but it really didn't mean nothing to me. I can't even remember who they were.
Got it. Let's see. Wife gave me, okay, we got the wank out of the way. Both nuts her mouth. Ty said, this is a family show, I guess, a sexual family show, it sounds like. Why is Chopper jealous of Ben Hameen? I don't think I'm jealous of Ben Hameen at all. I mean, just because we had a match and I beat the shit out of him. I don't think it makes me jealous.
No, I think he had like 127 wives at that time.
I might be jealous of that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So even though
mean-
you're 6'6" and that it was a prime of life, and you was chopping the shit out of him, you was thinking of him with Ben Halmeen, with humongous Halmeen, we would call him, and we'd think about his big hammer and about how many women he was satisfying. I mean, he took a hell of a man to satisfy 127 women.
Women. I told him happy birthday last week. I mean, that was nice. We did a little thing on here, showed me chopping him half to death for his birthday. That was pretty nice. I don't know, man. I'm not jealous. I'm just better, Rip.
It was better than you chopping the Outrunners.
Oh, we could see that here in a little bit.
We have
the Outrunners, man. The Outrunners,
they're
NWA,
on fire.
They were in the NWA. Now they are back with AEW.
They're everywhere.
I think they're going to be.
You know why? They spin to win. That's why.
Somebody was ripping that off. I think it was Colt Cabana might have retweeted or tweeted somebody else in AEW doing like a spin, and he actually, I think, said "spin to win" in his tweet. It was another wrestling team.
Well, nothing I say is original.
Well, it should be. It just happened. I mean, if they start copying them already on the spin in the same company,
you can copy Ric Flair, and it ain't Ric Flair.
It ain't the Outrunners,
right? It ain't the Outrunners. Flair's over, and the two boys Out and Runner, they're over too.
Turbo and Floyd.
Yeah. Turbo and Floyd, Out and Runner.
So they're going back to AEW. I think I just saw they're in some kind of big tag team battle royal.
Well, it's the greatest show in many, many months. And Tony Khan, he draws 80,000 plus to England with Tony right there. 18-year-old Nick Wayne on the big card in front of 80,000 people. His 6'2" hot model mom, she's there strutting her stuff. Her and Nick are both 6'2", and I'm thinking, and Midge was the father, and I'm thinking,
how?
I'm thinking, does he look like the mailman or not? So I can just see Midge with the rib, with his butt pooched towards Pat Patterson. But what the hell? Right?
I'm starting to think Nick Wayne's just in there because of his mom.
Well, hell, if I was Tony, I couldn't blame her. I blame me. What the hell, right?
That's what I'm starting to think. What were we? What the hell were we just talking about? The Outrunners. So the youngest men alive. Oh, they were in. So I saw the thing. NWA just had a big like pay-per-view somewhere. And then they were in Nashville, Tennessee for like 2 days, but they had some sort of battle royal or Royal Rumble or something like that. And I saw where one of the Outrunners threw the other Outrunner out over the top rope. You know anything about that?
No.
Might be a little dissension on the Outrunners.
Well, when one is K and one is Fabe, one is Turbo, one is Floyd, one is
out, one is Runner.
One is Out, and one is Runner, and they get confused sometime. And he was thinking he was Runner and he was Out, and they might have tossed him accidentally. Or it could have been on purpose. It could have been a deceivious move by Tony Khan stirring the pot. Tony runs this big 80,000.
This was NWA.
Okay, but I get confused anyway. Anyway, back to Tony. Okay, anyway, hey, I keep wanting to have Billy Corgan on here. I want to be on Billy Corgan.
Ask him.
Well, I can't. Well, somebody, I think Aaron the Idol Steven was supposed to ask him for me, but I can't remember. So what the hell, right?
He's in concert here in Indianapolis.
He's in concert?
Yeah, they're Smashing Pumpkins, his band.
Oh, I thought you meant, I was talking about Aaron Stevens.
No, it's Billy Corgan.
Well, Billy Corgan. I said, oh, okay, great.
Billy Corgan's in concert here next week, I think, in Indianapolis. You're not invited. You got backstage passes.
No.
We need to get that hooked up.
Hey, what's Tony Khan's AEW is coming here. Was it next Wednesday or next Thursday?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, Wednesday. Are you going to that show, Rip?
Well, I don't think it was on my schedule, but who knows? If Tony could come through, we'll see a free Tony Khan T-shirt, Tony Khan, just something Tony Khan that people would know. Hey, Rip's over because he's got a Tony Khan shirt on, just something like that. Tony Khan's over.
Man, you really like him today. If AEW was here on the same night as Billy Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins, and they both invited you VIP, which one would you go to?
Neither one. I ain't showing no favoritism, so I go to neither one of them. Well, it depends who then again, if somebody could grease the palm a little bit,
Well,
or
a VIP,
I mean, if Billy Corgan comes some Billy, if he can give me some Smashing Pumpkin shirts, or if Tony can give me some free AEW shirts or something like that, hell, maybe I can jet from one side of the town to the other, or whatever. Who knows?
How are we looking out there? Can you guys see us? It looks like I keep freezing on here. I'm not sure if I do or not. Can you hear us? Can you see us? Are we freezing? Looks like when I move, we freeze sometimes. Let me know. Let's see. Where are we at here? John Tucker, who is in green, Rip, also.
Well, if all in your
Look at that.
green,
He's not only in green, but he also did a super chat question.
Holy shit!
John Tucker's doubling down today, and he goes to our videos on YouTube.
Oh, John Tucker,
comments.
he's not with a
Was your family supportive of your career, Rip?
Oh, no, they didn't give a shit about it. They thought I was fucking nuts. They were right. What the hell, right?
So were they against it, though?
No, they weren't against it. They just shake her hand, Well, they didn't know anything about it. I said, well, hell, I didn't really approve or give credence to my dad working for the U.S. Postal Service either. So he didn't ever ask he didn't ask me. I didn't ask him what the hell. I just knew I wanted to be a wrestler and had to figure out some way to get there. As I used to be a straight, as my great uncle, Father John Shire, was a priest for 50 years, and I was trying to get into Latin school in Indianapolis. My mom said, "No, Mark, that's not you." So anyway, I could have been a priest, and I could have been a retired priest right now. Probably had a belt with so many notches of young server boys.
So when you were wanting to get into wrestling, did they say no, don't do it?
No, I didn't discuss it with them.
No,
I just watched wrestling. They didn't really know. They knew I bought wrestling magazines, and that's about it. But I didn't have a conversation about Yukon Moose Cholok or the popular Paul Christie or the Sheik or George Goulas.
That's not what I'm saying.
Parents.
I'm saying when it was actually time to go be a wrestler, did they say, "Oh, you don't want to do that"?
No,
don't do that.
I never really told them.
Oh yeah, kayfabe, huh?
Yeah. Well, it was not. It wasn't their business. What the hell?
What's your parents? I mean,
so.
Well, that's kind of their business. Was the Lanny Poffo party trick a real thing? I don't know what it is. What is it? Something to do with his dick?
He could suck his own dick.
Oh, could he really?
Well, he had a very, very well endowed.
But could he really do it?
Yes, because Lanny was so flexible. He was stretching all the time, so he could just pull that thing up and give himself a blowjob.
So would he?
Of course, he just do it just to get your attention.
Wow.
Well, it's okay if you're doing your own. What the hell, right?
Wow.
I never had, I got a little one anyway, and I have no flexibility. So I was 0 for 2, but Lanny was 2 for 2. He had the big worm and excellent flexibility. So he was the party animal.
Great question, Italian. Rip, you ever work with Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Ho!
Oh, I remember I worked with him in Louisiana, and then I worked with him in, they had a live TBS show, and they put me with him because, and Jimbo come in. He says, "Rip, they got me with you. I know you can have a match with me." They was scared because it was on live. It ain't like you was watching the thing on TV and they can edit everything and make it look good. And it was a fucking shit. So I go out there and stole the show with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and he was a great guy, great to work with.
Let's start writing these times down.
Dr. Doom says, "How was Hawk as a teammate at Battle Bowl?" I mean, it wasn't such a big deal because I knew I was happy as hell to be Hawk's partner. He said, "Oh, God damn," when he realized I was his partner. So I was sort of abused just walking out there. I think Hawk hit me, nailed me. Then Davey Boy Smith sort of stepped on, Booker T kicked me. And then Davey Boy Smith sort of drug his foot over me. So I was disrespected. But I did get in the ring one time and then pinned Booker T when Hawk sort of tagged me and then press slammed me on top of Booker T. And then we went right into the battle royal after that. And since I was still beat up, I was still selling from the tremendous beating I was taking. I was the first one out. But anyway, I was there. So yeah.
Now, I believe, isn't that when Dusty made you stay there for that? Is that when you missed the other show or not?
Oh, yeah.
Is that when you missed
yeah.
Bobby Fulton show?
Yeah, they had the pay-per-view Battle Bowl. And then I missed Bobby Fulton shows. And then I'm going to Bobby's the next time for the big extravaganza we got there coming up in September. that the number one promoter in all professional wrestling today, Dylan Hines, that's Bobby's son. He's having me and the legendary Scott Romer come in, so that'll be another. That'll be a trifecta for them. Whatever trifecta means, it means nothing in this sequence of words. Put it that way.
Okay, can we get back to the story you were actually telling?
What was the story?
Battle Bowl. So they put you in Battle Bowl.
yeah.
You had to miss the other show.
So yeah.
So was it all just a rib? Did
No.
did the other wrestlers were they like, what the hell's going on here? Like, why is Rib Hawk's partner? What, or was it just
that was just the way it was scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. But anyway,
it kind of made you shine, because if Dusty did that to you as either as a rib or a jab or whatever, people talk about it all the time. I think it put you over.
Dusty was a genius.
I think it got you
okay.
over.
Dusty was a genius.
Yeah.
And what it was, him putting me on nationwide television, worldwide, whatever the hell it was, and having that was a great idea. And here's an underdog, and he's actually getting nothing in, and he's winning the match, which was great. It was great for Hawk. It was great for me, and it was excellent booking by Dusty Rhodes. But Bobby got mad and didn't book me for. I used to work all of his fair shows over in Ohio, and I say this every time I say that.
That's not what I'm getting at, though. I thought Dusty did it to like embarrass you.
Embarrass me? How could you embarrass me?
But that's what I'm saying, though. Did you not say that before? Like at one point in time, Dusty was like trying to bury you, and it turned out really you got over.
No.
So you think he really wanted to put you over?
No, it's not putting me over.
Well, it's getting you over with the fans, the crowd. People are still talking about it today.
Okay,
like,
so if I'm on TV and usually I'm a much better worker than the guy I'm in there with, even the Mars can see that I'm built better, I can move better, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden I always lose. Hey, that just means I'm a pro wrestler, and you're in the major leagues, and any major leaguer can beat you.
But I don't think those matches are talked about like this Battle Bowl match. I feel like this Battle Bowl match is talked about all the time, all over the internet.
Well, just when you instigate the concept.
I didn't. They did. I didn't.
Who's they?
Somebody else brought it up.
Oh, Dr. Doom did that.
Yeah,
Dr. Doom.
It's not me. People ask about it all the time.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's
ATT. No, it's A-T. Yeah, ATT all the time. We'll have to start that out as
what?
A Von Lilisism. ATT all the time. Yeah. All the time.
I feel like you just won't ever just answer a question, but it's all right. Let's see. You saw Ben in the shower. I have no idea about that. Aaron Stevens said he copied Rip. He probably took a little bit of that Damian Sandow, maybe. Is that what they're talking about? When he wore pink, I think. Remember, I think didn't he tell you it was kind of a combination of you and the late great Rod Steele a little bit?
I think he did say that. But then again, I got half to mention, can't remember. Hell, I can't remember the goddamn question you asked me a while ago. So what the hell, right?
Yeah.
But Aaron Stevens, he's great anyway. So what the hell?
I think he's doing a lot of managing at NWA. I'm not sure how much wrestling he's doing at this current time. I think he's managing some tag team or something.
Well, might as well if he's getting a check and getting his face on the tube right there, don't have to take any bumps because his body's probably broke down from how many bumps over the years. Father Time don't wait on nobody.
Yeah. Old news. What does Rip think about AEW turning down Bret Hart? I think I asked him about that a couple weeks ago, and he did everything but answer the question, if I remember right.
Well, I think Tony's finally figured out no matter what, he's going to do what he wants to do.
So why pay people?
Why pay people when they go say, Tony, that's stupid? And maybe Tony, and Tony could think, well, maybe it is stupid, but I'm the boss, and I'm going to do what I want to because I'm rich. So
and Bret Hart's probably going to come in
and Bret's going to he's going to give him what he thinks about it honestly, and Bret would just shake his head because Bret's in the business for how many goddamn years? He knows traditional wrestling. Tony don't know traditional wrestling.
So speaking of Bret Hart, I think that Ricky Steamboat is booked to have a real AEW match. I think he came in. I think I saw something on Twitter where he did something last week on TV, or maybe he was in a match. I don't know. Maybe somebody had
a couple weeks ago.
But now he's wrestling like Ricky Starks and like Ricky versus Ricky in a real match.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, I was at some convention or whatever the hell it was, and Ricky Steamboat was there, signing autographs and whatever. And the next night, that's when he had worked that show. Whoever was it, AEW show or whatever it was, but he'd worked the next night. But yeah, I
But
seen him.
actually wrestled. I'm talking like a real wrestling match,
Yeah,
like a singles match. I think.
I think so. But I can't remember. You know.
Frank's Pickle Barrel asking Green. We got to put that over. Hogan didn't want any chopper. Neither does Ben. That's right, baby.
Well, Hogan, if Hogan was the king, and basically,
Lawler was the king.
okay,
Hogan was the Hulkster.
Hulkster was the Hulkster, and nobody wants to get the fuck beat up when you're wrestling. Hogan probably in his heyday was wrestling at least 10 times a week, and once you get your chest blistered, and then all it takes is one the next night, and Hulkster he didn't want to be chopped hard. Well, a lot of guys didn't. A lot of big stars didn't want it.
So you think Hogan was scared of my chop? Is that what you're saying? That's what Frank's saying. He said he didn't want to get chopped by me.
Yeah, well, what he would do is he'd work with you once and say, "Thank you very much, Vaughn. There's your run.
You're fired."
Yeah, basically, yeah. He's not in there to get hurt. He was in there to draw money. That's like Hogan could really work, but Vince made him into the Showtime, the ear thing, getting over with shortcuts and stuff. Because as the champion, he's going to be working 10 times a week and doing the double shots and everything and taking the private jet so he can be the main event at both towns on Saturday and both towns on Sunday. I mean, there's a lot of Hogan was special.
Tony should be begging Rip to attend the AEW show, make an appearance. What about Mark Henry? Have you heard from him? Has he talked about coming in town? And
well, the last time they were here a year ago, that's when I went and saw Mark. Mark met me at the building before. I didn't go in or nothing, had no interest.
Let me ask this again. How about Mark Henry? Have you heard from Mark about this upcoming show?
No, I didn't hear from him about the last show. Oh. Last time I reached out to him, he said, "Okay, I'll meet you in the parking lot."
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, so that was last time.
I think we should just go, Rip. I think we should go. Try to get backstage.
Yeah, right.
Get some good interviews. Yeah, talk to Tony.
Excuse me, I got to go to work. I think if it's on a Wednesday, I got to go to work.
Tony will pay for whatever.
That's whatever you were going to make. No, you don't get it.
I don't get it.
No, because you just sit here and
so if Tony said I'll give you $5,000 to come here instead of go to work, you'd say no, I got to go to work.
Well, I got to see how many hours I got left of unpaid time or paid time,
$10,000
vacation or whatever.
$10,000.
Yeah,
$20,000. If Tony said
you're just making shit. You're just making
for
shit.
$20,000. Would you do it?
You're goddamn right. I get
it. There you go.
And we'd be gone for a week.
There you go.
We'd be come out with no hair on our head, and we'd be over, at least acting like we were.
The JMC's in the house. I don't know if he's new or not. I can't remember. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm about to be moving to Lexington. Any fun indie promotions that are with driving? Hell, I have no idea, man. Unless you're talking to people in the chat. I have no idea. What the fuck I got? Come back from getting eye injections here. Rip talking about dick sucking. I figured you'd like that, Medium 5. Here's a question from Roy Baker, Rip. Roy Baker. Must be new to the channel, possibly. I don't know. Sorry if you're not. Were deadlifts part of your workout when you were wrestling?
No, I hated deadlifts.
I did. So I did the Eye of the Tiger. I've been chopping that thing up, and you'd get those pictures of you working out.
Yeah.
And so people asked a long time ago, but been getting a lot of questions on YouTube, Rip, about what you did back in the day, the territory days specifically, not really going to Crossroads Gym, what you did to stay fit, where you would lift, how you would lift, any kind of weight training program, any kind of diet, food, how you ate on the road, all that kind of stuff. If you give us anything on that back in the territory days, it'd be awesome.
If I was on the road, I go to Kroger's every day, get my turkey breast, my fruits, my vegetable, and I didn't eat fast food when I was bodybuilding. As far as training, I could do free squats anywhere. I could do lunges anywhere. I could do calf raises and stretching anywhere. I could do push-ups anywhere. And then I worked out every day, every body part every day, which I still do. Light as shit as I can hardly move, walk, raise my arms, etc. But it's you get them endorphins going. Since I don't drink, smoke, or do drugs, I got to have my workout in me to get the endorphins going. But it was free squats every day, lunges every day, leg extension, leg curls, presses, front raise, side raise, lat pull, long pull, at least 10 sets of biceps, 10 sets of triceps, you name it. I usually worked out 5 hours a day.
Did you go to gyms? Did you find gyms in these territories?
Okay, some places you had gyms, some you didn't. It wasn't like they had 24-hour gyms. If we was in Lexington, I trended. They opened at 6 a.m. every day. It was a Sente Sports Center. I represented them twice in the Mr. Kentucky contest, and it was a gym way ahead of its time, and love working out at Sente's.
Okay, so food. You said you go to Kroger every day. Did you buy cold food? Did you buy hot food? Did you never
No.
cook food? Did you have microwaves? Seemed like it'd be real difficult.
Well,
Was that difficult?
No, turkey breast. I get turkey breast. Then I would get
Like lunch meat?
well, the lunch. No, they'd slice it right there.
Like from the deli?
Yeah, from the deli. Then it is like 2 pears, 2 peaches, 2 apples, 2 oranges, 2 of everything. One on the way up to the show, one on the way back on the show. But I ate clean. If I ate anything bad, I'd pig out, then go right in the bathroom, stick my finger down my goddamn throat, and puke it all up, and I felt great.
Would you really?
Oh hell yeah! A lot of bodybuilders did that because you go fucking crazy having that diet all the time, and this is when you wrestled every day, and on top of wrestling every day, that I'm training 5 hours, not wrestling. And getting in 12 contests in about 16 months anyway, and winning 2 clean against guys on fucking steroids. I was a fucking nut.
What do you mean was?
Huh?
Was?
Yeah.
Interesting. Good question. No deadlifts though. Sounds
No,
like.
oh, no deadlifts. Oh, I deadlift once in my life, got 500 pounds, and my lower back hurt so bad. It's just like I squatted with weights for 3 weeks in my life.
Really?
Yeah, and I got 500 pounds, but my bad knee, it felt like my kneecap was going to explode off. I said, fuck this.
Now, you did. You probably lifted more heavy in college, didn't you?
No.
No, really?
No.
Oh, for sure you would.
No. In college.
You weren't like, hey, I got to max out. I got to.
No.
Really?
I went to college in
Not everybody did that.
well, you probably did because you were at a bigger college.
I was at a tiny college.
Okay.
I just thought it was a cool thing to do. Even in high school, all the kids would be like, all the athletes would try to max out on everything.
Well, when I was in high school, all I had was the weights I had at home and a universal gym at Seymour High School. And I could lift heavy compared to guys that didn't work out. But when I got to college, I'm going, holy shit, there's Tom Zupanzik doing 500-pound benches for sets of 10. There's Dickie Nally weighing 185 pounds and benching over 400 pounds because they trained at Hofmeister's gym downtown. I didn't have the structure, and Hofmeister's was the only gym in town in Indianapolis at that time. And that's where all the guys that won Mr. Indiana, they go to train. And it was no girls allowed, and you never changed the radio station. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was nothing but hardcore.
Questionable.
But you can't work out today because all the girls are sitting there with their fluff and everything, their tits sticking out, their pussy sticking out.
Hey.
Well, and then all of a sudden, then
You're not supposed to look.
Yeah, you're not right. Well, just get rid of them all. Let them have their own fucking gym.
It's not
God
supposed to
damn.
look. What are you looking at as they bend
Yeah.
over right in your face? Their tits. out.
Snabits,
You're
Fabits.
not supposed to look at any of it. Frank's Pickleberry House is in green. How about Nikolai Volkov? I guess he's asking if you.
Well, he's dead.
I guess he's asking if you ever wrestled with him.
No. I was on some shows with him. He was an exotic cook. He cooked all of his own food all the time, and he was a big guy, a huge guy. Good old Nikolai.
Just watched Battle Bowl with my oldest daughter. She loves seeing Rip. Charles Alford, C.A. Hammer in the house. What's up, Hammer? What was the team combo, a rib on Rip Hawk? Was that tag team combo, a rib on Rip Hawk?
No. I just remember Rip Hawk working from Charlotte years and years ago. No rib on him, just a wrestling name.
Frank wants to know how Dusty looked naked.
Well, he wasn't from the Well Hung Club, but then again, Frank, send me a picture of you, and I'll check you for width, length, vascularity, muscularity. trim those pubes for the illusion of length, and then I'll give you a comparison. How's that?
He'll probably send it. Let's say he'll send it. Medium 5 said, after I trained at Iron Mike Sharps to continue my education, I would have killed to have Rip as a coach or mentor.
After a while, you'd want to kill me. So
I second that.
Oh, well, I'm not there to.
I'm kidding.
I'm not
You're
there to make. I
fine.
wasn't there to make buddies. I was there to try and get you a job and make you good. I'm preparing you for Vietnam, like Sergeant Carter was preparing Gomer Pyle for the war.
What's your lifting routine now, Rip?
Pretty much same shit of what I can do, but I can't do free squats. Knees don't work. Can't do lunges. But I rode the shitload out of a bike and at least 10 sets of every body part.
Hey, Italian, if you're still on here, one of our original videos, if you go to our YouTube channel and go to videos or playlist or whatever, go back to the very beginning, we actually did a show from the gym. Remember that, Rip?
Mm-hmm.
When you were working out in the gym,
Yeah.
and we did a show from there. You can see Rip working out on our YouTube channel. Go back to the beginning, baby. Get those things fired up. Ask Rip Rogers invasion angle. I don't know. What's that mean, Rip?
Don't have a clue. Invasion angle.
We don't know what that means, Frank. What a change from talking about self to visiting AEW. I love this stream. Oh, self, yeah. Pleasuring yourself to go into AEW. Same thing. It's the wrestling show. We should probably talk more wrestling. Hey, speaking of Rip, let's get this out here. Hot news from Wembley. Apparently CM Punk is maybe suspended again. I don't know. Something. Him and Jack Perry. It looks like it's pretty much confirmed. There was definitely a confrontation. A couple different stories, but basically it looks like Jack Perry went out, took a jab at CM Punk, said, hey, this is real glass, cry me a river, came back through the curtain. CM Punk confronted him. He said, what are you going to do about it? CM Punk either choked him this way or choked him this way. And
well, let's look at it from I'm looking at it from my perspective.
Okay.
What's his name? Jack Perry.
Yep.
That's who's the guy? Jungle Boy.
Correct.
Unfortunately, he's in his 20s.
Yep.
Unfortunately, when you're in your 20s, you're an idiot.
Okay.
You don't know. 10 years from now, Jack, after you get some matches in, you're not counting AEW where you work once or twice a week. Hopefully you'll get a work where you're having 350 matches in a year. Then you'll shut the fuck up and you'll realize you're a goddamn idiot to begin with. Oh, yeah, and you've been spoiled your whole life because of your daddy. You don't have any sense of reality. If your daddy wasn't there, you wouldn't be where you were at. Let's put it that way. Anyway, out of respect for the business, when Punk's been in the business a long time, been everywhere a long time, just shut the fuck up and do as you're goddamn fucking asked to fucking do. Have some respect for the fucking veterans. I can't wait till when all of a sudden you're 45 years old and you love the wrestling business and you get some other young guy coming in spouting off thinking they know shit and they don't know FA. Fuck all. Excuse me, but that's the way it is.
So you think Jack Perry's in the wrong, it sounds like.
Just shut up and do as you're goddamn told. I can just imagine Wahoo McDaniel telling me something to do and me say, oh no, I'm going to do this or that, whatever. He'd say, what the fuck? Then he would beat the shit out of me. You're lucky the guys didn't just beat the shit out of you for being a fucking idiot.
That's what Cornette said. He calls it the goozle pipe or something. He said back in the day, you'd be grabbed by the goozle pipe and this shit would end. Like, you should get his ass beat. That's what the wrestling business is. Like, if you act like this, you should get your ass beat. And then
hopefully you won't do it again.
Yeah.
Or they just keep doing it to you.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to be in this fucking business. It's a privilege to be coming in as a fucking green boy that don't know fuck all, and you think you do because you got a fucking name from your goddamn fucking daddy, instead of getting it in there by your fucking self, working your fucking balls off, doing what's asked you by the fucking office. You do what they fucking ask, they'll have confidence in you, and here you are expressing your opinion. Well, fuck your opinion. It don't mean fuck all. You're too fucking young.
All right.
You lit a fucking fire in my
Glad I
ass,
brought up
didn't you?
wrestling.
Okay.
Well, it took us 40 minutes to talk about wrestling. And now, did you know that person? I can't remember. I feel like that's a name you always know.
That's Vanish. Yeah.
So he's got a chance to UFC Power Slap. I would never do that in my whole
Oh, that
entire life.
motherfucker could fucking. Oh, here, let me do it. I'm going to hit you right in the fucking ear and make you fucked up the rest of your whole fucking life. You'd have to be a fucking idiot to do that.
Well, you know him, and they did it. So
yeah, he did it.
that's what he said. I got a chance to do UFC Power Slap a few weeks ago.
Okay, didn't say he did it.
I got a chance to do it. I figured that means they did it.
Well,
maybe not.
Why
I don't
didn't
know.
he say I did it? I'd say you fucking idiot. You could have got your fucking eardrum broken, your fucking jaw fucking broken. Why? So you can make the guy that runs UFC all the Dana White runs that, right?
I think so.
I think so. Well, he's smart. He ain't getting fucking slapped in the
Well, he
ear.
practiced on his wife first, and then they aired it.
No, I
That
ain't
was-
going to put that over.
That was funny as
You
shit.
could, you
But she slapped him too. They slapped each other,
Yeah.
and then Power Slap came out. I mean, I don't
that is
know. You
pretty
think that's
good.
a coincidence that it was getting
Well,
ready to air?
hey,
and they,
Dana White's over with me. He can't do nothing wrong.
anyway, said, want to see something about making transition to other sports. Usually it's the other way around. Other sports come to wrestling.
Yeah, if you're in other sports, you're disciplined. If you're in other sports, you go out there and you got jungle fucking tenacity. We're in a phony business of fucking wrestling. This guy's got to push because he's 6'6". This guy's got to push because he's somebody's brother's cousin. This guy's got to fucking push because his daddy owns the thing. This guy's got to push because he's married to this fucking star and whatever. You can have no fucking talent, be the worst fucking guy in the history of fucking pro wrestling, and still have a fucking job because it ain't motherfucking real.
You did go from wrestling to boxing, though. Did it help at all going from wrestling to boxing?
That was just a way to make some money on the fucking side and add it to your resume just for the fucking hell of it. Get fucking real.
But did it help going from wrestling to boxing at all?
Well,
being in wrestling already in front of people.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was not nervous at all.
There you go.
And in my opponent, he was like, he was hyperventilating in the ring because he was so nervous. Now, when I started in the wrestling business, I was nervous. Everybody in the wrestling business starts. So that is a very, very fucking good point.
Yeah, it could.
Because when I went out, there's thousands of people there, and I'm treating it as a fucking rib, and he's really trying to fucking kill me. But I I wasn't breathing hard or nothing like that because I was completely relaxed. So that's a very fucking
You
good
just
question.
said I had a good point. No, you said I had a good point. That's first,
Okay. Yeah, it is.
First time I think you've ever said that in
Okay.
about a year and a half of this show.
Okay. It was probably the first time you
Should-
merited it.
Maybe I should write that down.
Yeah, write it down.
Let's see. Good point, Rip said. It's about the 42-20 mark. I have to cut that
Okay.
out and put that out.
Okay.
All that good stuff.
Well,
Medium 5 looking for some advice from you, Rip. It said, can you give some advice to a broken fat guy who is going back to the gym to recoup and possibly inside the ring again?
yeah, start slowly. Start slowly. First, get your eating under control. Start eating healthy. And after about a week, you'll fucking crack. So eat one piece of junk, like one Reese cup or whatever. Don't deprive yourself of everything and you'll go fucking crazy. But start slowly. And in about 2 months, you won't be on a diet. That'll be the way you eat. And start training slowly. I don't care if it's one set of each body part because you're going to be sore. And when you have that initial soreness, a lot of times it's going to discourage you because you hurt so motherfucking bad. So just eat healthy, not as much. Try and go to bed hungry and give yourself a wank every night because that burns up a 97 extra calories.
There you go. That's great
Okay.
advice. Dr. Doom said, anybody see the Vampiro came back? Billy Corgan's NWA. I thought he had Alzheimer's. No idea. Don't know that he came back and don't know about Alzheimer's. Maybe somebody in chat can answer that. Biscuits and gravy, or no, biscuits and groovy, Rip.
Biscuits and groovy, or was it?
I remember watching ICW and first seeing Rip there, or was it Memphis? I don't know.
I don't know
I
because
don't know where you first saw Rip.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. I used to be on Memphis TV that wasn't Jarrett's. We had TV in Memphis and ran the Cook Convention Center there in Memphis. So you could have seen me on there, but then I come in for Jarrett and worked there. And then I was working for Ole and they was doing the combo shows. I'd come in and work for Jarrett there in Memphis too. So one of the above, I was there.
Thoughts on the old Briscoe brothers, Rip, not the newer ones, I think he means. Because he said you see him in the territories.
You're talking about Jack and Jerry Briscoe.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck. goddamn Coach Briscoe is one of the greatest minds there is. And Jack Briscoe was so good, they made him the NWA heavyweight champion. And I remember watching when Muhammad Ali fought Inoki.
Yep.
And then they had matches piped in, and I watched Jack Briscoe against Dory Funk Jr. And I said, holy shit, I'd never seen a match so good like that. It was just fucking great. And then, but anyway, yeah, Jack Briscoe is one of the greatest works of all time. And then they had the Briscoe Brother Body Shop, which I do have the Briscoe Brothers Body Shop T-shirt. Not on me today. I got the Nick Wayne shirt on right here that his mother sent me. You know, the 6'2" mother of 6'2" Nick Wayne, the 18-year-old in AEW superstar, wrestled before 80,000. And I'm trying to figure out
Back to the question. Did you ever wrestle with the Briscoes? That was the question.
No.
Were they, how much older were they? They're older.
God.
Like a lot older?
Yeah. I know they were minority stockholders in with Ole in Georgia Championship Wrestling when Vince Barnett sold out, and then what they call it when they had the big takeover there, and all of a sudden Vince was on World Championship Wrestling. Then Ole got his time slot in the morning or whatever. But anyway, that was it.
What try to get a segment out of this. How did Gerald get in so much with Vince? I mean, he was at WWE then for years. Were they? He just bring him in to wrestle, and then turned.
The Briscoe brothers were legendary from Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
as amateur wrestlers.
Correct.
They got the cauliflower ears, the busted nose gimmick, whatever, blah blah blah, and they got a good concept on the building or on the business. They always just saved their money. They saved their money, and they bought stock in Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Okay. How did he get in with Vince to work for Vince for 20 years or whatever he was there?
Well, Vince bought them all out. See.
But he was just one they kept because, I mean, there was a lot of guys that probably got bought
out.
No,
not a lot of guys.
They got bought out that didn't stay with Vince.
They do? They did?
Well, like, name any other promoter or owner or Bill Watts. I mean.
Ole, no. Ole was majority stockholder. He got bought out. Barnett instigated the thing because Ole cut Barnett. Let's say he would reach into the till every once in a while. He had a high spending threshold or whatever. But then they had some minority owners, and then Vince offered all them guys jobs.
Ole?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, Ole. And Ole told him to go fuck himself.
Oh.
And
okay.
Vince said he wanted to introduce him to his wife, and Ole basically said, "Fuck, tell her to go fuck herself too." That was Ole.
All right.
Cranked.
So Briscoe went.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Okay.
So did you know Briscoe? When did you first like know Briscoe? Was it when you just met him recently at these things?
Yeah.
When you were working for WWE as a trainer,
yeah.
Was Briscoe there then?
I think he was there, but he never come down.
You never really did much with him?
No, They would just send guys down to check on me, see what the fuck I was doing.
Oh, you know what? I know he was working there because I remember I was in your class, and I remember he was recruiting. He was like a recruiter. He was sending some amateur wrestlers.
That's when.
And they would come and usually didn't stay or whatever. But
yeah, that's when they were they wanted the amateur wrestlers.
Yep.
Because they knew they liked some kind of wrestling. They knew they were in shape. They knew they could take discipline. So that's what they focused on for a while.
All right. Good job, Rip. Oh, yeah. Greatest Toys Ever Made said, I guess CM Punk had a hitchhike to the show. Have you heard that story yet, Rip?
No.
So apparently CM Punk gets into England or wherever Wembley is. And he was given a phone number from what I hear or read for a contact to get like a car, a hotel, all that kind of stuff. The number bounced back. It was like not a good number or whatever. So he had really no transportation because he hadn't, rented a car. They were supposed to pick him up. Didn't know where to go. Didn't have a hotel, whatever. And it was that was his intro to England.
Well, that's like when I flew into South Africa, I basically got the same thing. And here I am. I couldn't even use the phone booth because they wanted Rand put in there. I said, what the fuck's Rand? Well, this is the kind of money we have here in South Africa. So anyway, eventually somebody come and pick me up at the airport, but it took me 47 hours to get from fucking Kansas City to fly to Chicago to London, have a 12-hour layover, then fly into goddamn Durban, South Africa, and then go all the way down to goddamn Cape Town, which was like the first day. So shit happens on the road. So that's just that's just a part of life. And this is when there was no internet or nothing, right? Holy shit! Here I was stuck in goddamn South Africa with no fucking rand.
Okay, what about CM Punk? Nobody picking him up. You think that was all planned? You think Tony did it on purpose? You think the Bucks, the VIPs, Omega? You think they sabotaged him on purpose? What do you think? How does your top star go to the main 81,000, the biggest event ever in the history of wrestling, and is stranded?
Well, it is a sort of that's a good question. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Coincidence or not, Rip?
Don't have a clue.
Go out on a limb. Come on.
Oh no, fuck you. Go out on the goddamn.
I say that
limb.
I think it was planned. I'll go out on a limb. I'm not fucking scared. I don't care if somebody's going to see this.
No. What I'm saying is,
I think it was planned for sure.
Well, anyway, fucking Punk's got a goddamn credit card.
He doesn't even know where he's going. He doesn't know. He doesn't even know.
Wait a minute. I knew they was going to Wembley Stadium.
Well,
yeah, take me to Wembley Stadium. Okay.
You don't think he had a hotel somewhere?
It doesn't fucking matter. God damn.
It doesn't matter. So it didn't matter when you went to wherever you went then.
I slept.
It took 47 hours with no
Crown
or crayon or whatever that was called.
I slept in the fucking the airport in fucking England. I slept in the goddamn airport in goddamn Durban, South fucking Africa.
Not everybody's as tough as you, Rip.
Well, that's for damn sure. A bunch of fucking pussies in the business fucking now. God damn.
Did you ever meet Ron and Don Harris, 6'8" twins?
Yeah, somewhere. I can't remember. Might have been Smoky Mountain. They were big guys and they was twins. Yeah.
Frank appreciates you, Rip. Frank's pickle barrel ass.
Well, send money, Frank.
Doggy or missionary tonight? Frank he is a member though, Rip. So he's in green.
I know, but he could throw extra green at me.
Missionary or doggy tonight, Rip? Which one?
Both.
There you go. Slappy, your pee. Mud Show Mark. There you go. Let's see, Rip. I'm very sore right now. Just working 5 body parts in 40 minutes.
Okay, that's 8 minutes. I take 10 minutes a body part. Lighter than shit, faster than shit, hardly any reps or hardly any rest between sets.
Rip, have you ever had another wrestler hit on you?
Oh, Chris Colt used to always ribbingly saying he wanted me. And I said I wanted a younger, more attractive man, and his buttocks was too floppy for me.
How do you know he was just ribbing?
Oh, I could tell.
Yeah. You got gaydar?
I got what?
Look at that. Frank comes through. You talked him into
Frank's
it. Frank's
over there. What did he put? Super Dicker or Super Dicker?
No, he gave us a super chat.
Okay. All right. Super Sticker. That's what it was.
Super Sticker.
I got to fucking adjust my goddamn glasses.
He gave you a Super Dicker, Rip.
A Super Dicker sticker. Okay. Mudshaw Mark says he works on one body part most of the day. He's doing the old Mike Mincer routine somewhat.
Yeah. Charles Everett, I got some good feedback at Booker T School. I didn't know you went there, man. Good job.
Yeah, he talked about he was going to go there.
Yeah.
Just he wants to teach some. He loves the fucking wrestling business. And it's hard to fucking get a spot in the goddamn fucking wrestling business. There's really not. Fuck.
Travis McDonald might be new. I don't know. If you're not, sorry, Travis. If you are, I mean, Rip ever trained the original Gold's Gym in Venice?
No, Gold's Gym used to be. It was a guy named Joe Gold. He opened the original Gold's Gym in Venice. And Joe Weider's magazine always covered it. So Arnold would be training, Franco Colombo would be training, Boyer Coe would be training. All these guys were at the Mecca, the Joe Gold's Gym. There wasn't no internet and stuff like that. Then they started getting Gold's Gyms all over the United States. I don't know about the world, but in the United States, there was, if you could have a Gold's Gym, you was over. And because of tremendous publicity that Joe Weider who was the self-proclaimed father of American bodybuilding or whatever. Of course, his brother was a shirt lifter, but what the hell, everybody's got their preferences, this or that. And Joe was only in one sex scandal when he was doing Betty Weeder on the side, but what the hell?
Now,
Right?
Joe Weider wasn't even that big, was he, or was he?
No, but he was jacked at his
Was he?
day. Oh yeah.
So my grandma had this Joe Weider weight gain because she weighed
Oh, yeah.
60 pounds or
Uh-huh.
whatever. She was just smoked
Right.
nonstop and
Uh-huh.
never ate. So I took it. You know,
You
I
talking
was-
about your mom's mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So-
she was always smoking. Yeah.
So I took, I was in high school. I was
Mhm.
tiny, skinny. So I took Weider's weight gain. I was going to
Mhm.
look like, everybody else. And it made me shit. So I
Yeah.
lost 10 pounds. I was the only
Right.
person probably, well, maybe not the only, but I took Joe Weider weight gain and lost 10 pounds.
Well, what it was you were at that time in your life where your body was the human furnace. No matter what you ate, you were just burning it up. Because you was tall, you was lean, you was fucking lanky, you was playing baseball, you was playing basketball, all you was doing was fucking running and exercise. And no matter what at that age, my sophomore year in high school, I was 154 pounds. My junior year, I was 163 pounds.
I was 150
Okay.
as a sophomore at 6'4".
Okay, yeah. So and I was eating like a pig, and I was training with weights every day, but I couldn't get any bigger because the human furnace body was just burning up all our fucking calories.
So back to Gold's Gym. When they had the original one in Venice, and you
Right.
said Arnold and those guys were all working out there.
Uh-huh.
Could anybody go? Was it real expensive? Like could normal people go to it?
Yeah, it was just a gym.
And you just saw Arnold.
So
there.
yeah, uh-huh.
Wow.
Now what you do is Arnold got comped on their memberships because they brought people in. So there might be, this is just a number, there might be 50 people a day just to come, and you couldn't bother Arnold or those guys like that, but you could see them over there, maybe get their autograph before or afterward if they wanted to mess with it, because Joe Gold's making a lot of money with that shit. And Joe Weider's the world's greatest promoter in promoting Joe Gold's Gym. So that was the biggest thing ever when I was a kid, getting the Joe Weider magazine. There was Arnold, Franco Columbo, Boyer Coe, all the guys, Sergio Oliva, even though Sergio would be coming out there, even though he was a cop in Chicago. Larry Scott would be out there. Harold Poole, who was from Indianapolis, Indiana, and was into Mr. Universe. He was 18 years old. He was biracial, and they wouldn't let him win Mr. America because it was controlled by the Nazi Bob Hoffman. So he became one of Joe Weider's first superstars, and he's one of the guy the crab shot, posing traps. He was from good old Shortridge High School, and Harold Poole was a legend. He got I think he got second the first two Mr. Olympias that Larry Scott won.
Hey, great question, man. Was there ever a territory you wanted to work but just couldn't get booked?
No, I always had a job, and I just didn't call places to get. I'd have a run until it was fucking over, then I'd start getting a fucking job, and the first one that called me back or whatever, that's where I go. I just wanted to see a different style, visit different parts of the fucking country, meet guys I hadn't worked with, just experience new things. Like a dumbass, I wasn't in it for the money.
Are you cool with Dutch Mantel?
Yeah, I'm cool with Dutch. Got to remember, Dutch is playing a character. I'm playing a fucking character. What you see on the internet is not really us.
So you're telling all these people that follow us and watch you, this isn't really you, Rip?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Oh, it is too.
No, let's say, I'm just fucking talking in character. Which is what guy. I mean, if I was Randy Savage on here, do you expect me to go, hey, Vaughn,
I think this is pretty much you, what you're talking about on here.
Oh, what it is I didn't used to be this way, but I got into wrestling business and went, whoo.
But that was 50 years ago, 40.
Yeah.
So you've been that way for a while.
Yeah, but you morph into something, you know.
I feel like when me and you would go from Seymour to Louisville, this is pretty much the same conversation we would have, and you would act the exact same way.
Well, I'm sort of in character all the time.
On the way there.
I'm in character all the time, put it that way.
Besides Von Lilas, who's your proudest student that trained under you? Doesn't really say Von Lilas on there.
Well, I don't have any favorites.
Yeah, I
just-
knew you wouldn't have a
No,
favorite.
I trained them all the same. Some people are lucky.
I mean,
not-
besides Dylan Bostic, I should say.
well, he's my like adopted son. Yeah.
I haven't heard much from Dylan lately. What's he been up to? Any videos or movies or
Well, he's got
you haven't been coming in bragging on him lately?
well, he's been in 2 movies and been in 2 videos. So, and then they're supposed to do some kind of extra video. Is that you? Is that you and Pat McAfee on the screen there?
Yeah.
When was that?
Well, a couple weekends ago.
Well, why didn't you tell him that he should give us the rub and give us the fucking plug or whatever like that?
Maybe I did.
Oh, okay. He just kayfabing it then. Okay, I got you.
So Dylan, no other news on your boy Dylan?
Well, he was
Just a couple
he
movies,
was,
couple
well,
videos?
he was knocking on doors, selling the
Stolen?
yes, the solar panels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In Iowa. He just got home yesterday. So I don't know if he's going back or just going back to the regular job. I don't know.
Just Lift on the channel. Just Lift, thank you for always going to the channel, I should say, our YouTube videos and commenting and liking and smashing. That kind of reminds me, if everybody could just go ahead and like this one right now, it'd be awesome. Give us a big thumbs up. Tell them to smash it, Rip. That's your cue.
That's
right
smack.
there.
Well, I was trying to look at.
That's your cue right there, Rip.
Okay.
No?
Big Mike. Oh, Mike Katz. Oh, yeah. Let's all stop for a round of. Oh, yeah, big fucking Mike Katz. Jesus Christ. He had that fucking huge chest. He was a real big fucking guy. And he was one of sort of like the models that Weeder used and was pushing before Arnold.
Any good stories on Vic the Bruiser? God, I used to be scared to death of Vic the Bruiser.
I love Vic. Vic would chop. I think he's retired now. He's real religious.
Yeah.
And he'd chop the shit out of you. But when you went to Ohio Valley Wrestling and Danny Davis was your instructor, if you chop somebody, you'd learn to fucking chop, and he'd chop the fucking shit out of you.
Yeah, I'd go watch you guys. That's when you were wrestling there. Vic was wrestling. Just didn't want anything to do with him. And then he was gone pretty much because, when I got in. But then all those guys kind of came back for a while. Jason Lee came back. Vito and Guido came back. Vic came back. Randy Royal came back. But I ended up having like a tag match with Vic. But I'm not sure that I ever got in the ring at the same time. And if I did, it was not for very long. I still at that time didn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, well, if I was just starting in the wrestling business, you knew he was going to beat the shit out of you, and I wouldn't want to get in there with him either. And I'd be hiding on the outside. I wouldn't get in.
Did you ever meet Pat Patterson?
Oh, hell yeah.
Killer Kowalski.
He was on some shows I was on years ago. Did you ever work with Dale Mann? Oh, hell, I worked a whole lot with Dale Mann. As a matter of fact, when we first started ICW on March 13th, 1979, we did our first TVs at WDRB Channel 41's in Louisville. We used Dale Mann's ring and Dale Mann's promoter's license. And for a while at ICW, he would bring his ring and he'd work all the towns. And then Randy kept one of his poles and he measured everything. And then we made our own ring and then squeezed him out.
Oh yeah,
such is life.
I remember Dale, man. I as a kid, I remember he came to Seymour.
Right, because he had the ring.
Who would have the girls been? Somebody was giving him
Oh hell, he was
somebody was giving him some pleasure in the front seat of the car,
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
about a 19-year-old, I think. Yeah, I remember.
I remember walking out there and I saw the head pop up.
You know,
I was
Dale-
like, holy shit!
Dale was married a whole lot, and let's say he went through a lot of women wrestlers, and Dale Mann was over with me. Big Dale Mann. Hell yeah, he was a tough guy. He was like a deputy sheriff or somebody, and somebody was giving him some shit, and he killed him deader than a hammer. Just shot him, boom, and he got out of it. Hell, he was he was sort of like a politician in Kentucky, and you didn't mess with the politicians in Kentucky, especially if you got a gun, and especially if you was a tough guy like Big Dale Mann.
TNT baby. What need TNT?
TNT's Dynamite. I mean,
TNT
I worked
man.
a lot of tours like the Arizona, like North Dakota, South Dakota. I'd take off in the big ring truck. It'd be me, Todd Morton, this guy named Brian, the big guy under the fucking hood, 2 girls and 2 midgets, and Dale. We'd have an 8-man card. we'd have four singles and come back in the battle royal. And I remember, sometimes he'd have over 1,000 people there because he'd go to these small towns where they never had fucking wrestling. We'd give him a good show. We'd give him the variety of girls, midgets, guys, battle royal, all the fucking top stars. Didn't get better than that. Because I remember the little road warrior was in the car with me, and he was watching one of the girls give me a fucking wang. And little road warrior's going, "Oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming." Only on Ask Rip Rogers Live can you get all this.
That's right. The greatest wrestling YouTube show ever. Hey, well, before I forget, Rip, I had one note written down, and I don't even know where my notes are, but I think it was yesterday. I don't think it's today, but I think it was yesterday. Was Mickey James's birthday?
Oh, that's right. I said happy birthday to Mickey James.
Mickey James.
I told her happy 29th.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
sweet.
She was over.
That was original, Rip.
Over.
So sweet. Then also, I think, Rip, we're going to finally get another guest on this show here eventually. I think Jazz is going to join us on here one day soon.
Carlene's coming on.
Who's that?
That's Jazz. That's her real name.
Oh, yeah. I actually saw that in the. I thought you had another
Oh.
guest. I was almost in shock there for a second that you had.
Hey, did you see Romer's picture out the CAC?
Don't change the subject. We're talking about guest on the show.
Well, I wanted to say Romer's out there at the CAC hobnobbing with CM Punk. I thought I saw a picture of Serena Deeb. I'm sure I did.
Yeah, it was
That
Medusa.
she's out there. Oh, no,
Serena Medusa.
No,
I see how you
that
got
wasn't the
confused.
picture that I seen. Romer put a whole lot of pictures on there, and we just scrolled a little bit. So
all of them until I went all the way to his flight out there.
well, whatever it was, it was Serena, because she had black fucking hair. I can see black fucking hair.
I mean, if it was black hair, it had to be
Okay,
Serena.
okay. What do we
Had to be Serena.
what do we want to bet? What do we want to bet?
You're not gonna. I'm not taking your money.
Oh,
I'm not taking your
well,
money.
that would be impossible.
I just.
'cause ain't
That's
got
what I'm
any.
saying. I just went through the every Facebook post he had. Serena wasn't on there.
Maybe Punk posted that.
It
or
was
maybe
the
Serena
one
did.
name Medusa.
No,
You
but
thought it was
that
Serena.
wasn't the picture that I seen though. I seen the pic. It was earlier today or it was yesterday, whatever it was, but that wasn't the picture. Because I was surprised Punky was out there at the Cauliflower Alley
Well,
Club.
he got kicked out of AEW. And
Well, hell, he's got to have something to do. What the hell,
Yeah.
right? You might as well hop down, walk around with your lat spread. Say, hey, Punk, what's up? Be over. What the fuck, right?
I think it's weird that I think they got another pay-per-view now this week.
Oh yeah, that's.
And I think Punk suspended and it's in Chicago.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's in Chicago. And
Now, when I saw that, now remember how I was putting over Tony as God? He drew them fucking people and whatever, and this and that. But you don't have a pay per view the week after when you're looking at these great wrestling fans to pay. I don't know what it is. Was it $60 for whatever, this and that? Then you have one the next week.
it was already scheduled. I don't know what he's doing, but how about suspending your top star in his hometown for the next pay-per-view? It's kind of if he's really suspended.
Okay. Now, who's the heat go on that?
Well, Tony.
No.
You think Chicago's gonna say, "Oh, Punk, it's your fault"? No, they're gonna say, "Don't." Oh, Jack Perry, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, or Tony. He could suspend one and not
Jack,
the other.
shut the fuck up. Just do as your fucking ass. You got this much experience in the business. Shut the fuck up. 10 years from now, you'll have a much better understanding. Then you'll look back just like I fucking did and everybody else. When you got no experience, you think you fucking know it all. And then as you get older, you go, God damn, I was a fucking dumbass. Was I a dumbass? Yes. Was Vaughn a dumbass? Yes.
Never a dumbass. I never did anything dumb.
Oh, okay.
I was always straight by the
Now,
book.
so you're
did
talk-
everything you told
So
me to do.
you're talking about that first marriage. Was that dumb or stupid?
We're
or-
talking wrestling.
Oh, okay. So you
Talking
never did.
wrestling.
Not
Hey, don't be
like-
bringing that shit up on here. You don't want me to go there. Serena was there 100%. Well, no shit, she was there.
I saw the
That's
picture.
not what we're saying. We're saying did Scott Romer have a picture with Serena and CM Punk?
Yes.
Opinion Haver is half-assed listening to this show. He has no idea what he's talking about. The bet's not whether she was there or not. 100%.
No, because I seen a picture of her with Punk and Romer. I
The
think
bet was she with Romer and Punk?
well, the picture I saw it was, or I wouldn't.
It was Medusa.
No, it wasn't. No.
Ever
I'll
smoked pot
find
with
it.
Don Morocco, Rip?
No, I don't smoke pot.
How cool was Greg Valentine?
He wasn't.
I met him one time. He didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah, and he had like a now Greg Valentine
He
was
sat in the car the whole
yeah. Now
time.
Greg was a great pro, and he had a very, very long career. And I remember his matches with Ronnie Garvin, they'd beat the shit out of each other. But it seemed like he was always mad and grumpy.
Yeah.
Man, I was just the fucking opposite. I was fucking old, grumpy, and bald. So that was a little bit different. But I'll try and laugh about some shit because, hell, this shit ain't fucking real. Get real.
Heavy D in green. Greetings from Prince Edward Island. And he's in green. Heavy D finally made it.
Well, he's a little bit late, but what the hell, right? Frank's Pickleberry ass says Mickey has a killer ass. Well, Frank, unravel that fucking tongue and stick it up her fucking
All
ass.
right. So was that Road Warrior Midget D from USWA?
Yeah, that's Danny. Uh-huh. Little Road Warrior. He had the lisp. It's coming. It's coming.
Roy Baker said 10 years from now, no one will know where Jack Perry is.
Well, whatever it is, he'll be rich, so what the fuck?
You got any good stories from Global, Rip?
Got a lot of good stories from fucking Global. We ain't got an hour and a half fucking show.
I mean, you could tell one. You know of any you could tell? Like, did you hang out there? Did you like?
And we'd go in for a fucking weekend and do a bunch of programs. I remember we had 1, 2, 3 kids. Sean Waltman's birthday out there. He turned 18, and we all went to the Denny's. We all sang happy birthday to him and put him over, and he was so fucking shy he wouldn't even look you in the eye. That's when he was a legendary Lightning Kid and had some great matches with Jerry Lynn there. I was working the cartel with Muck and Sing and Scotty the Body, which was Raven and Mankind, Cactus Jack. So we have a little thing out there. So every week I'm on Atlanta TV and losing. But then again, I'm only I with Joe Pedicino could come out here, and Bill Eadie was the booker. But I could be out there and be a star out on fucking Global, and then just go out there and do jobs on TV at WTBS. Why'd I do that? Well, fuck, I just love fucking wrestling, want to perform. There ain't no fucking ego in me. Have a good fucking time, train hard, get your fucking exposure, treat the business the way it's supposed to be fucking treated. If you're going out there to do a job, do it to the best of your ability, make your opponent look so motherfucking good. And I love the wrestling business. If you don't like it, don't respect it, fuck you. How's that?
You get a lot of F-bombs in today, Rip.
Well, that
You're
ain't bad.
Back to your old form.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. We're about an hour 15 in, Rip.
Well, I'm on fire, so you can go as long as you want to go.
Yeah. Oh, Manny the Weasel's in here.
Oh, fuck Manny the Weasel.
They did not let me win the Olympia because I was Mexican.
Let me see. No, well, I think there's been, well, Mr. No, they didn't let you win the Mr. Olympia because you're just fat and out of shape.
I think Manny is funny. I think he's funny. I think he's got some great.
Oh, don't put him
funny
over. Don't
comments
put
on
him
here.
over.
I think he's hilarious.
Don't
man.
put him over.
I bet his podcast is going to be so
the
funny.
Weasel
once
Cast.
he gets,
As soon as he gets the music,
as soon as he figures out the music.
Hey,
and-
but as soon as he gets the music, we're going to call into the ones and he make him pay all that heavy money for all that, for all this whatever kind of music. The Weasel Cast will be on hold again. And we won't have to worry about weddings because Manny the Weasel Valverde with the hot dogs on his neck is not going to be over that much. He's probably sitting there at the fucking bar in fucking Seymour telling stories about how he was dating R and he was dating the ex-governor's daughter and he was over and he had a love triangle going over. I can just hear the Weasel right now.
I'm going to try something if this thing holds. Let's see. Love the Global work, even though the cartel angle was a popcorn fart. That's where I became a Rip fan.
Well, they was going in one direction, and all of a sudden, they lost all their fucking money from one of the backers. So you had to start driving in. So they just said, "Oh, we're going to make the one guy the leader of the fucking cartel." Max Andrews, who was I think he owned the syndication rights to it or whatever it was. But when Joe Pedicino was there, it was great. Bill Eadie would just let me usually book my own fucking finishes. Bill Eadie was such a good fucking guy and a great fucking pro.
So we did that segment here last week where you said you were actually at the punching of Bill Dundee by Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Then the guy on here commented back, "Oh, you were now you were like 100 yards away and
No, I never
in the
said,
back seat of a car."
No, that's not what I
I know
fucking
you
said.
didn't say. I know. But anyway, so now he did half-ass apologize, but I think it was more sarcasm. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it was. Well,
he did.
tell-
He did
tell
not
him-
come back and say you weren't there again, though.
Yeah,
So
tell him go fuck himself. Like I give a fuck
we-
whether he gives a fuck about
we
anything
did.
anyway.
We did that already. Remember?
Okay. Well, let's do it again. Fuck yourself.
Wow. I think we'll be taking off YouTube today.
Okay.
So somebody else made a comment. I was trying to find it, and I was going to reply to it, and I thought I'd just let you reply to it here today. It was kind of a good point. I think. I don't think he was trying to be a jerk. He said he really respected you, and it was on the Crusher Broomfield, the one man gang segment where he talked about going to Memphis, and I think you said shithole, or he said shithole, or both of you said shithole. And the guy's comment was, I had been to an ICW show with like 75 people there, and then there was a Memphis show with 10,000 people there.
No.
So basically, how's it?
Okay, there wouldn't be no 10,000 people at the fucking Memphis show because the Mid-South Coliseum didn't hold fucking 10,000. So get your goddamn shit. First of all, you got to find out what the capacities are at the goddamn building. What's their number one market, number two market, number three market, etc. But since you don't know all of this shit, I can't fucking help you.
Okay, let's say it was just sold out at 5,000.
Okay.
So then I'm just
Okay.
throwing
so
it out
what?
there. Like, why would it be a shithole? Was it more of a shithole just because people came in and didn't make money because all the Homestead guys did, or
Everything's about money to begin with.
Yeah.
A lot. Okay. At one time, now I'm talking about before cable.
Yeah.
Before cable, Jimmy Valiant went in and he had a big ass fucking guarantee. And they even bought him a fucking house. But he felt Charlotte coming because they ran 3 towns a night there. And no matter what, if you're in Memphis every Monday night, Louisville every Tuesday night, Evansville every fucking Wednesday night, it's fucking same old fucking shit. You want a little bit of action and stuff. So Jimmy gave him their fucking house, left the fucking keys, and I don't know if it was Lawler's mailbox or whatever the fucking was. I heard that he was back to fucking Charlotte for the big goddamn run there.
So even though, like, I'm sure the Mid-South, how many did it hold? Do you know? Mid-South Coliseum?
About 9,000
Okay.
something.
So he was off about 1,000.
Yeah.
Louisville Gardens held what, 5?
About 5,600 people.
Okay. So those are, to me, would be decent houses.
Decent houses. Fuck. at
Like
the
really
time.
good houses.
Yeah, really.
Then I guess the question is, why was it a shithole? Why did people think it was a shit? You're not the only one that said that. I've heard tons of people say that.
Okay, because you grew up with Memphis wrestling.
Yeah.
So you saw that on regular TV. But if you would have seen wrestling from Tampa, you go, oh my God, this is so much better. And then you watch Bill Watts. Oh my God, this is so much better. If you was watching the Superstation, oh my God, this is so much better. If you were seeing Fritz Von Erich with the crowd, hell, they did over 40,000 at one fucking house show with Flair versus I think it was Kerry Von Erich. 40,000 fucking people in a town they ran twice a week because they did TV in Dallas and they did their house shows on fucking Dallas. So you had all these territories in the United States and Canada with a little different style. And then when you go to fucking Memphis, you went there because at the time you couldn't get a job. Everybody else was full.
But you're still in front of 10,000 people.
No.
5,000 people. Why?
Just because you say it, they drew it one time.
The Gardens, when the Gardens always
No,
pretty
hell
full.
no.
Every
Hell
time I
no.
went as a kid, it seemed like it was
Well,
packed.
okay, and you just answered the question. You said as a kid.
Right. Yeah.
As a kid, you don't fucking know houses. As a kid, you don't know seating capacities.
Was a kid, I can tell if there's people there or not. Like, maybe it's not sold out, but there was
Okay.
a big ass.
They're lucky to do 10 grand. If they were doing 10 grand, and that's with the $5 ticket price, that's 2,000 people. When you got 5,600 standard seats, and that's not including fucking ringside, now you get a different.
So you don't think the Gardens was sold out very often?
No, hell no.
Hmm.
Do your research.
I'll have to try to find that out.
Do your fucking research.
Try to find that out.
Do your
I
goddamn
think
fucking research.
man, I don't know. And I
Uh-huh.
will disagree with you on this. I go back and watch some of those territories you said, and I watch Memphis. I still like Memphis better.
Well, you're allowed to. You're allowed to like Frank Picklebarrel's ass if you want to. If you like chicken and dumplings, you're allowed to have your opinion. But there's a reason that Memphis was a shithole.
I don't think you really ever answered it. You just kind of
You
said
couldn't
that-
make any money there.
Okay, that's what I had. Okay.
That's what I'm
So you really-
saying.
all right. Couldn't make money there. All right.
Yeah. It's like Dutch was stuck there. Then he got a job to Puerto Rico. He got a good job there. Then he had another place to go. Then he was for a while after Dusty was gone, he was a booker down in Tampa, which was good. But I went to all these other territories just to experience them. Where now, if guys had kids in school, they were basically fucked because you didn't want to, and that was a promoter's old trick. They get Vaughn to come in. You got two little girls, and you put them in school. Then all of a sudden, they slash your fucking money. What are you going to do? Well, he don't want to do. Every time you move, it costs thousands of dollars. You don't want to take them kids out of school and stuff. So promoters, most of them were just vicious fucking bastards. But this is the business I wanted in, and you went with the goddamn flow. A lot of times you'd be stuck. Well, I can't move till we got to make it through till the kids get out of school, so we can go to some other school in some other state, whatever. So if you was a wrestler kid, it was hard because you would usually get pulled out of fucking school and stuff. I remember like. The Rock got pulled out of how many schools when his dad would be at Memphis and he'd go to Tampa, then he'd go to Charlotte, then he'd go to then he went to fucking Portland, then he'd go to fucking Vancouver and stuff like that. And each time you're getting pulled out of your with your friends, you're getting pulled out and you're fucking depressed all the fucking time and you love your fucking parents and everything. But god damn.
Did a lot of them I figured a lot of them didn't even have kids.
Do what now?
I figured a lot of them didn't have kids.
Oh, a lot of them had kids, but didn't know about having the fucking kids too. I ain't throwing no fucking stones. What the fuck?
Carl Brown's in here. Hi guys. What's up, Carl? What do you think of Steve Simpson and Gary Young or Gary Young?
Steve Simpson was there because his dad was a promoter.
Oh, he was really?
Yeah.
The one that was kind of jacked up?
No. Steve Simpson was a thinner guy.
I thought Steve Simpson was one of Global. It was all real muscular.
No. He was they was from, was it New Zealand or Australia? One of the others. Steve Simpson. There was two of them there.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, they were brothers, and they were there because they were their dad was a promoter. And when your dad was the promoter, it'd be like Bret Hart. When Bret to go to territories, they'd work a swap. It's like Bret would get a lot of good Japan shots. And all the Hart brothers would go to Japan because they would send the young green boys and they would go to Calgary and stay, and they would learn the business there and they'd get to work underneath. It's just a thing when they come back on their resume. Well, they worked in Calgary with 6 months and they went to Mexico for 4 months. And the guy might be a trainee when they start and they come back 3 years later and the fans accept. And all the time, the Gong magazine, which is the weekly color magazine in Japan that was being sold, be like Vaughn Lidas. Here's Vaughn Lidas in Calgary. Now here's Vaughn Lidas in goddamn Puerto Rico. Here's Vaughn Lidas in Los Angeles. And in 3 years ago, but they're shooting these pictures back to the mainstream where they're going to be a star in Japan 3 years from now. And all of a sudden, here's Vaughn Lidas all over the world, him with all the big stars, with all the legends and everything. And that's how the Japanese would do that. And that's how.
And the question was Steve Simpson or Gary Young.
Okay, well that you're right. Hey, you know I get.
And talk about Bret Hart in fucking Japan for 3 years.
Great.
I wonder if they would have asked about Bret Hart if you would have went to Gary Young somehow.
Would have went to Gary Young.
Yeah, I mean the question was about Gary Young and you went to Bret Hart. I just wondered if it was. The question was about Bret Hart if you would have talked about Gary Young.
I was looking at the question on here and they was asking about Bret Hart.
I just read the question to you. Frank Hickam put Vic the Bruiser in his place at the Seymour Armory.
Yeah, I did. They had the arm wrestling match
with Vic the Bruiser.
Yes,
and Frank.
Yes,
I didn't remember that.
Well, you must have been there, or you was probably in the concession stand. But yeah, they had the Walmart legend Frank T. Hickam.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
I remember the arm wrestle. I didn't remember it was against Vic the Bruiser.
It was against Vic the Bruiser. Vince put the big man, put Frank T. Hickam over at the Seymour National Guard Armory. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Did you ever know any of the Glow girls?
No, I didn't watch Glow, so I might have known, but I didn't know they were Glow girls.
Any Don Jardine stories? The spoiler.
Oh yeah, Don Jardine. He used to train with me some when I was in the Maritimes. He was from the Maritimes, and he was the guy. He was that's where the Undertaker got walking the top rope from.
Oh yeah,
Don Jardine. He wore the hood. And it was funny because me and him both had the baggy shirts on, the fucking the shirt, the pants like I got on, the crazy wear pants. And Jardine, he was in the Maritimes because his parents were sick and everything. but he was a top pro. He was Don Jardine. He was the spoiler. Different names. Worked for Vern Gagne. Big down in Dallas. Top pro.
Favorite lift? Don't really have a favorite lift. Get a favorite lift, Rip, for your weightlifting?
No. Just get a pump. Get the endorphins going.
Did you see future stars in Booker T and Stevie Ray when they broke into GWF?
As far as the look, yes. As far as Booker T's athleticism, yes. As far as did they go as far as I thought they would? I didn't. They far surpassed that. I thought they would be held back. Booker T was an amazing athlete, and his brother was just a goddamn stud, was what it was. But I didn't think with the wrestling powers that be would let them advance as far as they did. So it's hats off to them. They probably had to bite their tongue and just gut it out, but they became big stars, and congrats to them.
Dr. Doom said, I thought Memphis was 11,000.
Okay, look up the goddamn thing. It ain't going to be 11 fucking thousand. The best year they ever had was 1974. Okay, they averaged 8,000 fucking people there. That's with no fucking cable TV with a $4 ticket price.
A lot of F-bombs today, Riff.
Would you rather me have a lot of F-bombs or no F-bombs?
I would rather you be right in the middle. I'm always looking at
You're
happy
never,
medium.
yeah, you're never.
You're all or nothing. I always love the happy medium. You refuse to do it. Hey, Roy, I think you got a great point right here. Rip is still on an ICW Outlaw crusade against Jarrett. I love it. Love it.
Who said that?
Roy Baker said you're still on the ICW Outlaw crusade against Memphis.
No. Here's all I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. We invented ICW. The Poffos, it was Angelo, Randy, and Lanny. Then George Weingorf came in with me. Then Garvin, Roop, and Orton came in. Angelo wanted to wrestle with his sons. A territory wouldn't take all three of them because there's too many Poffos. And if you got three of anything now, that can be potential trouble. So you don't have that. So we invented our own. ICW was unbelievable because Randy was basically running it. He would give Madison Square Garden performances in every two-horse town we ran. Memphis, now years ago, the key to your markets is your television. That's like if you're in Memphis, you're on Channel 5, like 11 o'clock or whatever it is on Saturday. We were on like shitty Channel 20 that was on at a time slot that would get knocked around. So if you're on a strong TV with a solid time slot, it doesn't get knocked around, you're looked upon as the incumbent. And they were running the Mid-South Coliseum. Here we are on Memphis Channel 20 with the teams, the TV getting bounced around. Here we are running the Cook Convention Center, and they're running. We were the outsiders coming in. What was the question?
I have no idea what you're talking about. With the comment was that we started with was you were still. It was just a fun comment that you were still crusading against Memphis as ICW.
Well, I'm not. No,
and then it's just. I think it was a ha funny.
You meant
still just saying Memphis is shithole and putting over ICW.
The guys looked at Memphis.
And then she started on some
Anyway, the guys looked upon
three Poffos, and
the wrestlers looked upon Memphis as a shithole, right? Because Jerry Jarrett was the promoter. He's taking care of Jerry Jarrett first. Then Lawler was a minority stockholder, so he's taking care of him.
You summed it up already. You said you didn't get paid as much. People just didn't make as much money. I mean, that's pretty simple.
Right.
I think, too, ICW for you, what I think you're trying to get at when you said you guys started it, ICW is kind of like your starting point. Like, it was your thing. Like, it wasn't your be-all, end-all. You weren't there to get rich. You weren't there going to a territory to make a lot of money. It's you started it. You're learning. You're with Savage. You're hanging out. You're learning the business, having a great time. And that's why you look at it differently than you look at going to Memphis to earn a living or whatever. Yeah. ICW is yours. You're not going to sit here and shit on your own thing that you made. You loved it. I mean, that's
like, and anybody that come in, whether it was Ox Baker, whether it was Thunderbolt Patterson, whether it was Crusher Broomfield, they were just going there to get a temporary Rex until they could find somewhere else to go.
yeah, right.
That's
yeah.
why they were there.
Yeah.
And we knew that. Say, hey, we're gonna use you as much as we can, and you ain't gonna get fucking richer, but at least you'll break goddamn fucking even. Just and that's the way you looked at it, unless you were a major superstar. And you went to fucking Memphis.
Medium 5 just lit up in green. I don't know if it says member for 7 months. I don't know if I did that, if he did that, how that happened, but congratulations, Medium 5, for making it right there. 7 months strong, baby. Supporting this channel, Rip. Isn't that nice? Medium and 5. This is the stream you need wrestling or I don't know what that
Hey,
means.
look
but-
at Bubba Smith.
Hey, we're putting over this right now. He's been a member for 7 months, a paid member of this channel that we're putting over right now. You want to go to
Well, you always get
Go-
on the way he's
you wanna go
fucking
to
talking.
you want to go to Bubba Smith. You're supposed to say that away, media. Way to,
Well, he already knows he's over with
way
me.
to support the
We
channel.
talk about going to when we was working some of
talk
Adam Parsons stuff over at Ricky Morton's
Yeah.
school in Chucky, Tennessee. We was always talking about going by Kingsport just to see Medium
Get here,
5.
Bubba Smith. Are you gonna get comment on those numbers?
I don't
or-
even know what you're talking about.
Bubba Smith, the one you were just talking about. Memphis Memories held 8,377 at the Mid-South Coliseum until All In held 11,000.
What's all in?
I don't know. Is that eight? I have no idea. 10,085 permanent seats, 11,020 for basketball for Mid-South Coliseum website.
Okay, then that wouldn't even count the ringside, I guess.
I'm going to ask a question about the movie Heartbreak Ridge. You know anything about that? Rick?
No.
I don't know anything about it. Have you ever worked with Harley Race? I'm not sure I've heard you hardly ever talk about Harley Race. Did you ever wrestle him?
No, he was always either the champion or the booker in Kansas City. And then when he left, I took his job.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you there at all at the same time before he left?
No. Because I remember this is when WWE went big time, and that's when he come in with the gun, was going to acting like he was going to shoot Hogan. Then and Hogan said, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." And then
Oh,
because
really?
he respected Harley, and then he asked Harley said, "Can you give me a job?" And he got him his job as the king in WWE, right?
Hogan did?
Yeah.
After Harley Race pulled the gun? Or-
Yeah, well, everybody expected Harley just to shoot you anyway. Harley's one of the toughest some bitches around. Everybody's scared to death of him. He wasn't scared to lose.
He was a little older when
Yeah.
he went to.
But he started in the wrestling business. He was a teenager.
Yeah.
And he used to, God, I'm trying to think of the fat guy he drove around. That was his job when he first, I think it was Happy Humphrey, about an 800-pound guy. And Harley would, I think it was his job to drive him around.
Oh, Medium 5 said he's trying to send a super chat, but Google is fucking. You know what? I've tried that before too, and sometimes it's tough. Yeah, Bubba Smith said AEW, so they must have got 11,000 in supposedly at AEW. So so Wembley had like the 81,000 or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
So WrestleMania though had like 80,000, and the WrestleMania wasn't at 3 in Toronto, 100,000. But I guess they're acknowledging those numbers aren't even real by saying that this one's the biggest. So they're literally just saying
I remember
that
when
those are just gimmick numbers.
WWE went out to, it was in Dallas, and they had 100 and some thousand. But WWE's already proved that they don't tell the truth about nothing.
Right. So it doesn't like
So
count
it's
or whatever.
it's like when they had the Pontiac Silverdome show. You can Google what was the official seating capacity, and then you had the seating capacity plus the fire marshal, what they'll allow in, and you add them up together, and let's just say they fudged a whole lot. Anything that comes out of WWE's mouth is going to be a goddamn fucking lie, or just fucking wrestling talk. It's an exaggeration. Get used to it. That's the way it is. You're not gonna. It ain't gonna be any other way about it.
Just Lips said Rip always acts humble like he can't fight, but I saw a boxing match where he threw about 400 haymakers and still wasn't out of breath. Incredible cardio. That's why you were the marathon man, Rip.
Well, I was just younger then. I was only 40. I was 41 then.
Happy Humphrey. Harley had to help
Yeah.
him wipe I don't know. How to help him wipe, maybe? I don't know.
Probably had to wipe his ass. Happy
Probably.
Humphrey was so fucking fat when he had to take a shit.
All right, Rip. I think we're about done here. Hour and 35 in.
Well, don't get any better than that.
Don't get any better than this.
Where was the Buckshot Kid today?
He wasn't here. Buckshot Kid was not here today. David Linville said, rest in peace. Bob Barker died at 99, Rip, the other day. Did you
Yeah,
see
he sure did.
99.
Bob Barker, he used to have that skinny microphone when I was a
Yeah.
kid in the 60s watching that son bitch. And Bob Barker, he was fucking over with me, baby.
All right. Make sure you go like, smash, subscribe, all that stuff. You gotta buy Rip's book
Oh yeah.
right here. The book, the pro wrestling book of pro wrestling, or
And-
the book on
Yeah, get our
pro wrestling.
get
Get
our
our shirts that we don't have on. Go buy those.
and Nick Wayne. I got Nick Wayne's shirt on
Yeah, don't
right
buy
here.
that shirt. Buy our shirt.
Okay, buy our shirt.
Smash. Watch our videos. Hit like.
And Nick Wayne's mama's hot. She's 6'2". She's at all the shows with Nikki, baby. Nikki's stealing the goddamn fucking show. Midget'd be smiling and fucking laughing, going good rib. As he'd be pooched in his butt towards Pat Patterson, and Pat walk by and see Midget and go, oh, good rib. Huh?
Give us some super chats. Whatever you got. We're out here every weekend. Get the head bob. Didn't even watch one video of me chopping anybody today or nothing.
Oh shit! It'll be fresh next week.
3-day weekend, Rip. Labor Day, baby.
It is?
Sure you're excited.
I didn't know it was like. Is this Labor Day weekend?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Huh? So when's a vacation day?